Hey everybody, I'm back out in our little building that we call the classroom where our grow tent is. So we're just checking on how the plants are going because in a couple weeks we got to get especially the tomatoes in the ground because they are getting a little leggy. And today I'm going to focus on potting up some peppers and some lavender. So we got some of our hot peppers here that we need to pot up. They're in these smaller cells. I think we're going to put them in our big single unit cells, and we got some jalapenos and some shishitos. Unfortunately, the remaining peppers that we have here, the shisheros and the Jimmy Nordellos, we had a few seeds left in the packets and they did not germinate, so I think we're gonna scrap those and maybe have to get more seeds later, but a little disappointed. We had some germinate, but I don't know, maybe it got too wet in there for them or not hot enough, but we got a few. We got our jalapenos going. We have some tomatoes we got to pot up because they're in the small cell, so we'll get those. And then our lavender. So it's crazy. These are lavender seeds that we've had. Looking good. This is really the first time that they've germinated really well for us, so we're gonna pot those up too and get those planted once it gets sustainably warmer outside. So looking forward to that, having our own lavender around. So let's get started. Got some of my grow medium there, my seedling mix. Got my water with a little bit of the Microlife super seaweed mixed in there, and we're just gonna get this wet just so it's like a wrung out damp sponge, because we don't want too much excess water in there to get those roots too soggy. And here's what I mean by the single pots. So I think this is what the peppers are going to go into, just to give them a better head start. These are from Epic Gardening. They're seed trays, so these big seed trays, and all these little single ones as well. We have the 6 tray and the 4 tray. Really sturdy. Really impressed again by the root development and the growth that they have, because I don't know if you can see it here. I'll point to the right thing. There we go. These slits in the side really help airflow get through, and moisture levels to really not get too damp. So, you know, again, it airs out pretty well. And with our tomatoes and stuff, you really see really good root development. I have my 4 cell pots sort of halfway to 3/4 filled with our seedling mix potting material. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the small plugs of the lavender into each one, and then put a light amount of the soil back over it and pack it in nicely, put the labels in there and get them back into the grow tent, so there's some humidity and higher temperature still in there. It's about 70 degrees in there, and smells so good. The little plugs, and you can see that, you know, the nice root development in there from these guys, from those cool plugs. So now that I'm going to add that, it's just going to be popped in there. I'm going to be really gentle with lavender because I know it's very sensitive to root change temperature. So I just press it a little bit, and I'm going to add some soil in around it. Okay, so we got our first variety of the lavender plugs up potted. Got the plugs in there, got them upright. It's adding a little compression just to get any air pockets out. And then, as always, we're going to water from the tray level. So we'll clear out the rest of the soil when we're done, and then water it well. So now we're going to up pot our next 2 4-section pots with the burpee variety lavender. Okay, so our lavender is all potted up. Our 2 varieties in there. I'm going to set these guys inside the grow tent, give it a little bottom water, and work on some of our peppers. My hand smells so good. I mean, you can already smell this lavender from the leaves. So good. I mentioned that I was going to work on the peppers and put them in the larger singular pots, but fortunately I don't have enough seeding mix, the soil to put in those pots, so I'm going to go to the 6 tray pots and try to put these peppers in there. So let's take a look at the size of these pots. Hopefully this will give it a little bit more root structure and that we'll be able to plant them outside from this. If not, I'll have to get more seed starting mix or planting mix that's still that fluffy, and I may have to use some of the solo cups that we have, some little plastic cups that have the drainage in it for these peppers. Have these 6 trays, so it's about double the size right now where these peppers are at. So I have a few peppers of hot peppers in here. Some did not germinate, so I'm just going to take those peppers that are large enough, maybe that's crowding out these smaller cells, and get these potted up, and perhaps those that did not germinate will germinate soon. Let's show you what we got done today, and I'm going to show you what our tomatoes look like that I potted a while ago. They're very leggy. They kind of fell over in the greenhouse, so now I'm having to support it on the side. So show you what that is, but let's check the transplants first. So I got some of these Sioux tomatoes that I potted in these larger ones, so I had enough to do in these large singular pots. I have it again bottom water with some of the Microlife Ocean Harvest. Here's our lavender going, and we got these little sticky traps to catch any of those white flies or other flies. Got some of our plugs of hot peppers potted up, some habaneros, some shishitos or sugar rush peach, and then we still have these. So our tomatillos are getting kind of leggy. I don't have anything to pot them in, but luckily I can basically plant those like I do tomatoes, and they'll root out very well. Our basil's kind of getting leggy. Got some lemongrass in there, and hopefully some of our other tomatoes will germinate. I think that some of them got, again, a little dry when it heated up. I did unplug the heat mat, but here are tomatoes that got very, very leggy and kind of fell over. These are the ones I potted. I'm gonna set those out maybe Wednesday to harden off and possibly plant. And then our other tomatoes are doing well too. So these I put in the bigger ones, and they're looking a little bit more sturdier, which are good. A couple marigolds sprouted. They're getting kind of leggy. I may just direct plant those in the ground. I think they'll be good to go. Hopefully everything will survive the next couple weeks. We're just waiting for our last frost date, and we just want to put it out there and harden off. It's just really windy today to do that, but wait till temperatures get up a little bit. We'll put them in the shade and get them out. Thanks for joining me in my potting today. Let me know what you guys are doing in your greenhouse or in your little seedling starting area. Let us know if you're ready to plant and if you're super excited of something that you're planning new this year. Again, always remember, you're awesome and you're loved. Until next time.